Shout out to WWETV. Make sure you subscribe to the interviews, all of that good shit. Make sure you show love because they show love to the culture.
Kandy K, as she speaks at TDot Fest music panel about meeting Snoop Dogg, her hustle, and travels worldwide.
You're the queen. That's when you're the meadows. You're the queen of the north. This is Game of Thrones for real. That's right. You know, once upon a time, I was Denzel in my day. And you was right there too. And it was only in a dream, but you gotta visualize shit.
And who was I?
Huh?
Who was I?
Shit, you was the queen. We was truly the Game of Thorns. So how you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
Thank you for taking your time off your busy schedule.
Thank you for having me.
And I know you got a lot of things coming up for the fall and for the spring. You just got back in town, right?
Yes.
Where were you?
Atlanta.
Ooh-wee, Atlanta. Okay, you see my boy down there, Stevie J?
No.
But that's like my little son.
Oh,
I raised him in this game.
Okay, gotta say what's up next time.
There you go. So let's tell everybody about you, for those of you who don't know you, where you came from and what you've done and what you're doing now.
So I go by the name of Kandy K. I've been in the game for about 10 years now. I've been taking it seriously for about 7 years. I started off when I was 12. I was really interested in poetry in school. I aced it. It was my favorite subject, like English. I was doing really well. By 14, I started having a lot of male friends that were in the rap game, trying to become rappers, putting out mixtapes. I just started to have an interest in the rap aspect. I already knew a little bit about songwriting in regards to R&B and stuff, but I really wanted to take an interest in rap. So I asked some of my male friends to try to teach me how to rap. It started off with the ABC rhymes. It turned into being more lyrical. By 15 or 16, I had my first mixtape. I did it on my own. I engineered everything, found whatever beats I could online, and saved up money from the graffiti artwork I would do on clothes, and bought my own studio in my room. Put it in my room, set it up, was giving out mixtapes for free. My second mixtape I put out when I was about 17. I started selling them for $5. So I had about 4 mixtapes, and I just hustled whatever way I could. I want to say it was the 3rd mixtape I did. I came across someone, and it was just random guy. I like to write, I like to record, and it was just a passion that I had. So I went out there with my mother. We recorded a little bit. I got really sick. While I was out there, I was, you know, throwing up. It was really bad. And I told Jeff one day, I said, I don't think I'm gonna be able to make it to the studio. I'm really sick. And he basically, like, long story short, he gave me the speech like, hold up, I flew you out here and you're not about to come to the studio? Do you know how many people would die to be in your position right now? Like, I'm the one that made Alicia Keys. So I'm like, no, it's not that. I'm just letting you know, like, I might throw up in the studio. And he's like, I don't care. Like, you got work to do. So I didn't know the grind that really came behind the music. I just knew the grind that was in my head, which was selling mixtapes wherever I could, which was literally getting outside of my car on the highway with jam-packed traffic for Caravana, and literally getting out my car on the highway and throwing mixtapes in people's cars, or showing up to whatever clubs I could when I knew artists were in town and doing whatever I had to do to get them my music. That's the hustle I knew. I didn't know the studio hustle. So I showed up to the studio and, you know, we got the records done. Thank God I was not sick. But he flew me back, and I knew it. I'm like, I wasn't ready. You know, I'm like, I still have a lot to learn, and I knew that. So moving forward, that was when I was about 19 now. And whenever there was, like I said, celebrities in town, I would just try my best to just show up. Like, a story real quick, there was, Snoop Dogg came to town, and I found out last minute. And I was like, damn, I gotta go to the Snoop Dogg party. I met him a few days prior at this video shoot. he was like, I'm having a party in a couple days, come through, and I forgot. So I'm like, damn, I gotta go. So I rushed to Best Buy, pick up an MP3 player, put like 3 songs on it, my best songs, pick up my homegirl, we on our way, car breaks down. I'm like, oh my God, how am I gonna get to this? Like, we all dolled up, I got my music ready, I gotta go. I make a call to one of my friends, I'm like, hey, I really need a ride right now. He's like, all right, I got you. How you getting home? I don't know, but let's just go. And I live like an hour from downtown. So we go, I get there, club's at full capacity. I'm like, what are the odds? Like, I just can't win tonight. So I'm like, nah, like, you don't understand, I really just gotta go in there to give Snoop my music. That's all this is about. I don't even want to party, like, you can come in with me. And he's like, you don't understand, the club's at full capacity, like, it's a fire hazard. I'm literally outside stressing, like, how am I don't even know how I'm getting home. Like, I just need to get Snoop my music. Long story short, I see one of a guy I knew, and he walks by, he's like, what are you doing outside? I'm like, I can't get in, like, I just came here to give Snoop my music. He's like, what you mean? Like, I know the owner, let me talk to the owner. The owner's not budging. He's like, it's full capacity, bro. He's like, listen, I believe in what she's got going on, 200, just let her in, lets me in. By the grace of God, right?
Money's king.
So I get in, and I'm like, where's Snoop, where's Snoop, where's Snoop? Find Snoop. All security blocked off, obviously. So I go into, I was about to go on one of the top booths, because it's a downstairs and upstairs. And I see some friends I know, so I'm like, hey, I just need to get in there real quick. They're like, no problem. So I'm reaching down over the balcony trying to tap Snoop's head, and he's surrounded by a bunch of girls. Security's like, oh, whoa, miss. No, this isn't about to happen. I'm like, you don't understand, I met Snoop the other. He's like, I don't care. Snoop looks up. He's like, oh, what's up, Kandy, I'm like, man, I just brought you my music. He's like, all right, cool. Long story short, a week later, he gets back to me. You know, I love the music, keep going. And he just gave me a push, like, you got it, so just keep going. You know what I mean? And that was enough for me. At the end of the day, that's another person that knows my name, has seen my hustle. That's all that matters. Now, fast track. I'm about 19, 20 now. I'm in school. You know, my mom wasn't really supportive of the whole music thing growing up. My parents weren't together. I didn't really talk to my dad, and I was really just focusing on getting this degree from my mother, because that was what would make her happy. I knew at the end of the day I've always wanted to be an artist. It's just something I've always felt. I literally went through a list of hundreds of jobs. There's nothing that I want to do other than the music. So I get my degree, don't even want to go to graduation. I said, here's the papers, Mom, like, I'm done. We made an agreement, I could do whatever I want, you would support me moving forward. So she said, okay. I want to say I was 23. I had just graduated, I couldn't find a job. It was the first time ever I couldn't find a job anywhere. Grocery stores wouldn't hire me, Foot Locker wouldn't hire me, nowhere would hire me. I went to do social work, that's what I got a degree in, was social work. Nowhere would hire me. Daycares wouldn't hire me, nothing. Every time I thought I got the job, they would not hire me. It was like I was overqualified. It didn't make sense to me. All of a sudden, I get my degree and now no one's hiring me. Like, man, this is music, I just gotta go hard, I just gotta go hard. Randomly, I get a job in IT. A friend hooked it up. Know nothing about computers. I'm in there and I'm just like, man, like, I can't be in a cubicle for the rest of my life. This cannot be my life. It's not for me. I'm not knocking it, but it's not for me. And randomly again, I got I think it was an email from someone on Twitter, and he's like, I really believe in what you got going on. How can I help? How can I contribute? I said, I just need shows. And next thing I know, we start doing a couple shows. Before I knew it, people start hitting me up on Instagram. Flo Rida finds me on Instagram. He finds me on Instagram, says, where can I hear more music? I send him a couple songs, I send him links, and he goes, I'm really interested, I want to fly you out. I want to see what you can do in the studio. Fly out to Miami with my mother, and we were in the studio the first 3 days for 72 hours straight. No shower, no nothing.
Wow, it's just that, it's amazing to hear your story. And were you teachable? Because a lot of artists are not teachable and they don't know it. They don't even need a manager. They don't want a manager, they want an investor. They say they want a manager, but they want an investor for real, because they can't be told nothing. So did you have that mentality when you went out, or had to back it up, or were you always teachable?
I've always tried to be a student to everything, but especially as a female, you have to hold your ground without trying to be a know-it-all at the same time. So a lot of things it kind of conflicts sometimes because you try to like stand your ground with certain things. Like it could be something as simple as what you wear or your style or the things you say in your music. And you may want to stand your ground because that's who you are, but you have to know, all right, I can tweak this because this person may know better than I will. You know what I mean? So I'm very open-minded when it comes to what I talk about in my music, just because I'm okay with whatever it is I want to talk about. I'm okay with whatever it is, you know, someone else, my management may want me to talk about, because I know well enough now that, you know, my management or the next person may know better than me. But at the end of the day, like I can't remember who it was, someone said that they, you know, their goal is to inspire people through the words of the music. You know, I'm a little different in that sense. I more so want to tell my story. I want to be able to get on a platform where I'm able to tell my story, you know, through my platform and inspire a lot of women. That's my goal.
That's cool. That's cool. We like it. Wow. you kind of deep. I didn't expect that. As an interviewing you, you know, I've heard a lot about you and heard the things that you've done, but to hear your grind and to know that, I know that your grind is real, you know. But, I mean, does anybody have any questions?
What's that contact?
My email is Kandy, K-A-N-D-Y, the letter K, music@gmail.com.
Okay, I have one. So when you start dealing in Atlanta and abroad and all these places, first of all, obviously your music changed after you came off the road because you've seen a lot of things, right? What do you, I mean, Toronto, and I'm from the States, Toronto talent is just crazy. I mean, from dancing to videographers to producers, from their stories, and what do you think is the hardest hump for them to get over? I mean, because it's like every city gets their sound. Right now it's Toronto, and you know, in the next 2 years it may be somewhere else. But
with accents, you'll learn a lot with style. You'll just learn a lot by traveling. And in my personal opinion, I feel like America has always been the root, and they've always had a foundation for style, slang, the newest lingo. They have the newest everything. And I feel like Canada gets everything later. That's my personal opinion. So with that being said, I feel like it's important to travel so we can pick up on a couple words or pick up on the newest stuff, the newest looks. I'm not saying anything's wrong with Toronto by any means, but I am saying I think it's important for artists to pick up on different things everywhere. I have people tell me now, like, I've gotten this American accent, or, you know, I look more American now, and it's like I've spent 4 or 5 years in New York and Jersey, you know what I mean, like living there, so maybe unconsciously it's rubbed off, you know, or I've spent another 2 years in Miami, so that stuff's gonna rub off on you, your style, your words, your lingo, and I've noticed it. Like sometimes I say things that some people out here don't say, or vice versa.
you know what, and that brings me to a point. Back to Toronto, I'm sorry, I'm a fan. Maybe y'all don't see it, but I see it from outside.
Absolutely.
And that's why I'm here. And I'm here because I don't like none of the executives here. I want to be the Clyde Davis here. I think they're full of shit. Because anytime America got one slang that's going on right now, does anybody know what America say? Females called dudes up and said, let's drive and drink. Have y'all heard that? What? They driving and drinking. Not drinking, drinking. To Drake's music. That's the slang now. We driving and drinking. So if y'all don't understand, y'all got that shit, I don't know what the hell to tell y'all. Because they tell a female, let's drive and drink, because they say driving and drinking is Drake's got that music that female wants to hear, so it's not driving and drinking, it's driving and drinking. I said, oh shit, I got one, see, I'm old and I got one up on y'all. Denise, let's drive and drink. So, you see what I'm saying? So, you know, I've been trying to tell you, y'all got that stuff, man.
My experience, artists in Toronto support each other the least. And I feel like if we really supported each other, males supporting females, and females supporting males, it could really do damage. Because everybody's looking in Canada right now for artists.
Right. And you know what? I think that's good, but we got them, you know, when Meek Mills wanted to sign Reignbergs, right? But that's not his name? That was showing, and plus everybody's coming, so I think we can get on this bandwagon and support each other, but we got to take knowledge. The OG, you got to teach these kids. Because the kids, the younger artists' bigger problems is that the old artists didn't reach back for us. That's every young artist, when you talk to them and say, hey, what about so-and-so and so-and-so? They say, man, they don't look for us. So they like growing up on their own in this industry. And y'all dudes know, and y'all responsible, and all these people that say you do social media, you do that, don't take these kids' money, man, and don't do nothing.
Alright, y'all, so I have a confession, and my confession is it's going down this Saturday and Sunday at the Budweiser Center at Ontario Place. So what I need y'all to do, the TDot Fest, I need y'all to go cop those tickets so that you can spend the day with your girl, Brooklyn, because I'll be hosting, I'll also be doing media, and I'm also going to be hitting the stage with my girl, Destiny. So make sure you guys cop those tickets and come out and show your support to some local dope-ass artists. It's going to be crazy bananas. Let's go! I gotta keep on.